Alright, open this. Refresh. Open you. Open you. That is live. That is live. Refresh. And come on, Twitch. Wake up for us here.
Yeah, I gotta love it when things are slow to turn back on.
It's not that it's not turning back on. It is that Twitch is not acknowledging my own existence.
Wow.
And of course, it is only half working for some. There it is. Hello, everyone, and I am the James with the games.
I am the lover of the fanfics.
And welcome back to Homestuck. Man, it's been a long time.
It has indeed. I've been trying to get him back in, but he was just too fast for me for too long.
More than fair. Too fast? Dear, I'm probably one of the slowest people you'll ever meet.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't moving at all, so anything's faster than that.
Okay, alchemize a whole bunch of cool stuff. And I believe I already clicked this and I'm not doing that again. Combine hub and...
No, you haven't clicked it. You've got to click it now. You gotta be Santa.
And I already see what it is, so I really don't care.
Aww. Yay, sweet bro, hella Jeff.
Yeah, I really don't care about that.
Yeah, brother.
Combine hub and laptop. You make the hub top. That one was pretty obvious.
Oh, you thought that was funny. You thought that little joke was funny. Oh.
I'm just trying to remember what each type of grist is at this point.
Oh, don't worry about that. Literally, it is never really brought up again in any serious capacity. When Andrew was first making this, he was actually keeping a tally of what everything was, how much was needed for certain things, and all that jazz. But it eventually got to a point where he realized this has no actual narrative impact, so he just started amping up the numbers so much for everything that it made no big deal about how much something actually was. It's because it required so much to begin with.
Oh, so like literally they already have enough material, or just that it was inconceivable to make it in the first place. Combine bronzed vacuum and umbrella. Bronzed vacuum umbrella.
I gotta go talk to parents for a quick second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go right ahead. You make the bronze vacuum umbrella. Useless, but you're still getting warmed up. Combine Salamander and Eldritch Plus. Huggable Soft Salamander Plus. You're awarded to the Viceroy on account of good behavior. Combine Ink Bottle and Gushers. But 1,000. You make a box of bodacious black liquid sour gushers. Another Crocker nightmare rears its ugly head. The ink reverses the healing properties of the blue phlegm. These are pure poison. Okay. Does that say Ink Squid Pro Quo? Combine Hubtop and Hairband. You make the Hubtop band. Convenient, hands-free way of Convenient hands-free computing device. Combine magnetic W and bottle of vodka. You create magnetic vodka. In addition to having high alcohol content, the liquid inside appears to have magnetic properties. You guessed this could be useful? That's very weird. Combine statue and a ball of yarn. Silken wizard beard yarn with properties. Has properties because it is made of a wizard. Maybe you can make something with properties that is more useful than this. Combine it with the knitting needles. Needle-wise! They crack with the energies! It is time to make something cool to wear. Combine knittings and velvet pillow to squiddle shirt. Okay, I like this outfit. You make a velvet squiddle knit dress. Combine needle wands and grimoire. You make the thorns of Oglogoth. The needles seem to shiver with the dark desires of the deep one. Any sane adventurer would cast these instruments of the occult into the furthest ring and forget they ever existed. Rose, a grieve and... Ooh! Encroaching malefactors. Welcome to the party, Jade build. Take advantage of Dave's nap to make some architectural headway on his building. What in the world? You're really proud of your floored plan. It is so cool. Forward. Speaking of naps, you've been asleep for some time yourself. You suppose you better wake up soon. But then your neighbor in the other tower is supposed to be waking up soon too. And it sure would be a shame if you weren't around to greet him. Dave, wake up and jam. By jam, you mean alchemize, of course. Whoa, your house is huge suddenly. Well, anyway, let's get this party started. Combine sunglasses and iPhone. Make a pair of eye shades. This one was really obvious because Future Dave had a pair, but he took them with him when he prototyped himself. Excuse me, but now you have a pair too, so that's cool. Combine timetables and computer. You make the turn top, convenient computing on the go. Sort of like you have with your eye shades, but with all the important files, maps on there. Not to mention Spurb. Plus, maybe it has some weird time powers. You have no idea. You'll mess with it later. Combine... Oh, no. Oh, hey, that actually looks nice. You upgrade the puppet tux Future Dave made. He probably made it by combining one of your bro's marionette suits with your shirt and scaling it up to fit. That's how you would have made it anyway. Oh, I cannot say that with a straight face. It is like walking around in snuggly pajamas. Action pajamas. Combine broken college scratch and ruby contraband. You combine a couple more items from Future Dave's loot stash. Broken form of college scratch and some ruby contraband. Whatever the dreck that is, the resulting item costs a fortune. You have no idea what it is. Preview item with hollow pad. You momentarily reconfigure your alchemeter upgrades to make use of the hollow pad extension. Pop the card into the slot and check it out. Combination would produce the broken scarlet ribbitar. Combine whole college scratch with ruby contraband. Out of curiosity, you try it again with a whole sword. You dial back Khaled Scratch's little turntable, rewinding the sword to a point in its history before it was broken. And then combine it with the red frog thing to show the complete Scarlet Ribbitar. But there's no way you can afford to make that yet. It costs even more now. Maybe you'll stick to combining items around your house for now, rather than stuff from your future Siladex. It'll be less confusing that way. Probably less expensive. Combine sword and Jeff Droy. This looks so stupid.
Hello, I'm back. What I missed?
Rose combining stuff and now Dave combining stuff.
Oh, fun. Oh, he made the shitty sword.
Yes. Combine Snoop Dogg photo, Mini AC, and Khaled Scratch. I can't say that with a straight face. A snow cone machete?
Yep.
I can't say that.
What?
Combine snake. Literally the next sentence.
Oh. And hella Jeff drawing. Oh, wait.
So,
When foes drop it like it's hot, just turn up the blizzle nozzle so they chisel for rizzle.
that line. Combine skateboard and Jeff drawing. You make unreal air forward. And there it goes. It is ridiculous what kind of air this thing is getting. Dude, come get the ruler, check this out. Yeah, it's not coming back. Make another one. Just make another one. You quickly stash it in a card so it can't escape from the bomb. Buying Game Bro magazine and timetables.
Yeah. A retro Game Bro mag.
You think you remember this one from your bro stat? It's a classic. Combined Batarang and Midnight Crew poster. Okay, yeah, that one was kind of obvious.
Pretty
because
cool.
They're really cool and pretty cheap. Yeah, that is pretty cheap. Fine, plus Puppet Tux and Midnight Crew poster. 4 aces suited. You aren't really sure which one you like better. The red one is softer, while the black one is sort of stiff and starchy. Anyone wearing this suit is all business. Maybe you'll switch it up as your mood dictates. Combine the plus tux and the felt poster. Felt duds. This would make the felt duds if you add some of whatever that green grist is. Please don't. This looks hideous.
He wants to do it so much, though.
I can't read this out loud.
Oh, the jutting out an impudent felt plush?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty impudent, you know?
Combine dead things and Amber and Muppet. Foam mutant Muppet encased in amber. Now we're getting somewhere. Combine dead things and amber with some Muppet. You combine, for the sake of science, I forget what the symbol means. Combine them instead of and combine. You make an amber mutant Muppet abomination. So cool. Now this is how you make things work. Oh. And of course, I'm missing one of my pairs of scissors for some reason. Egbert and Lalonde should be taking notes. Oh, right. John's last name is Egbert. I keep forgetting that.
You forgot about the eggs in this year?
What?
I'm making an eggs are really expensive joke. Egbert.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
that's not gonna
buy
date this
eggs.
stream to high heavens. Just imagine people like literal years in the future after all this is done, like we're in our graves and they just see us talking about this, and they have just like no context whatsoever for who are these doofuses.
Combine fetus and a charm, Mr. T puppet. You make the what? N- what? Continue. You're looking pretty chill with your new freak show entourage. The underlings all look kind of put off by it though. Kind kind of weirding them out. Combine camera and capsulog card. You obtain the Capturoid camera. You can use it to snap a ghost image of any object without capsulogging it. Spits it out onto a brand new capsulog card every time. Could be a useful way to make a large inventory of anything you encounter without cluttering up your Silodex. Also for grabbing codes for stuff you can't ordinarily pick up. This is like the most interesting thing they've made so far.
Yep.
Take photo of self. Take one of your patented ironic cool guy self-portraits. Man, so cool. That's really all there is to say on the matter. Why?
Just because. You know this implies that Dave could technically create himself.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I really don't want to deal with that.
Don't worry. He makes himself through other means.
Please stop. That would apparently make Dave's brain in a jar. Gross. Costs King's ransom, though, because of course the organ is virtually in what is that word? Inimitable?
Yeah, inimitable.
I've never heard that word before. So good or unusual is to be impossible to copy or unique. Doesn't stop you from capsuloging its hologram, though. Capture the hologram of your own brain. Okay, that's probably the weirdest thing you've ever done, but okay. And now we're to a point that, like, it feels like the audience is giving the suggestions again.
Yep, it's all Andrew Hussey. He's trying to show you, like, the limits of the system.
Combine brain and drawing and Capsuroid cut camera.
The sweet bro and hella Jeffifier.
Finally, what?
He
It
literally,
costs you negative it gives money to make it. What?
it's a joke on how so shitty it is that the game literally gives you money. And the
Oh,
specific
so it's
grist
saying
type,
that it's
the specific grist type uses artifact grist, which isn't used for anything.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes slightly more sense then.
You make the sweet bro and hella Jeffifier. Finally, something useful. It costs you negative 1,000 units of artifact grist.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, try it out. Snap. Oh, looks like it automatically prints out a comic in some way related to whatever you take a picture of. That should save you a lot of time, specifically the 5 minutes it takes you to draw a comic. Make copies of Rose's journal. And forget the most important thing you came up here to make. Gotta be getting your snoop on. Take a look. One book is titled Meow, the other is titled Complacency of the Learned. Gee, I wonder what could be in Meow. Read it. Meow, 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 meow. Ah. Ah. To no surprise at all, this book is full of more meow letters. Looks like Rose is totally nuts. What else is new? Yes, you'll try out the other book. Looks like it's some sort of creative writing project. Read Complacency of the Learned. Oh boy.
Read it.
Friglis bothered his beard as if unkinking a hitch in a long silk Why does that sound so naughty?
I
A
don't know.
more pedestrian audience would parse the exhibit as nervous compulsion. Shouldn't that be as a nervous compulsion? Behavior to petition contempt amongst. Shouldn't that be amongst the reasonable? This is like the first time I think I've seen grammar errors in Rose's words. He was, however, not surrounded by the reasonable, but the wise, a distinction in men that would forever be the difference in history's garland of treasured follies. As a matter of fact, his cadre of fellow czars were all putting similar moves on their beards as well. Practice would events? Events? What in the world's events?
No idea. Honestly.
Oh, for the love of heaven. Go over here. Go over here. Reveal the presence of a quality or feeling. Sagacity, even. If they didn't do it all the time, standing in line at the bank, shooing squirrels with bird feeders, few occasions were safe. Zazerpan inspected the clue, a single piece of evidence cradled in his. Take it, Rose, quit making me look up words. Coriaceous. Resembling or having the texture of leather. It was a human bone, not striking in the tale it told alone, so much as that told by the thousands, like it festooning the marshy soil of the mass grave. Grizzly expands bore of the texture of a decadent dessert, like one of Smarnie's formidable custard trifles. Wobbled out on wheels for the holidays, to the dismay of a small nation. You're certain of this? Asked Friglus. Despite what he was doing with his beard, he was in fact immersed in meaningful contemplation. I'm afraid I am becoming more so with each terrible tick groused by that gaudy timepiece slung around your neck. In case it wasn't clear, Friglus wore a clock Sazerpan didn't care for. The massacre of Circe Nelf was not as written. What has you convinced it was the hand of our disciples in this blackness? Executus chimed in. I believe I, a fat face stammered, eyes darting with the guilt of a thief in the throes of an unraveling alibi. I can summon a more pressing line of inquiry. No, Smarty, nobody was in the mood for a sticky bunt loaf just now. Sazerpan's ears fell insubstantial to any line of inquiry, pastry-oriented or otherwise. His abstruse contour carved a pondering shape in the fog carpeting centuries dead. His 11 contemporaries to embrace the muted consternation of their great predicant scholar. Why does that word sound familiar? Fusards kept sharper. Daygummit Rose! Adumbratives. Wow, they don't actually know what this word means. It report or represent in outline. Oh, foreshadow or symbolize. Or read them with such lucidity. When Sazerpan treated men with silence, it was seldom unrepaid by the wise and reasonable alike. It was harrowing to entertain. Sazerpan, the learned, storied complacency of Zards was marked for grander I don't think that's how you spell that word.
Which word do you want?
Descendants. I'm like, I don't think that's how you spell that. Disciples handpicked, vetted by Archide, the bona fide, and tested by Gastrel the Munificent. The 12 sweetest, most studious children a pair of elderly eyes could give their sparkle. Not the ragged gutter snipe so oft harvested by the common obscenity. Those vituperative. I think I know what that means. Vituperative? Bitter and abusive. Little beggars with hearts to corrupt is drop bananas brown. That these chosen youngsters would turn was not merely unthinkable, but something of a roundhouse to the temporal bones of the upper indifference's high chamber of soft-skulled prophets. His wisdom's savage brow pruned further with recount of his many lessons of would-be successors, lessons to advance humanity's elucidation and prosperity, an outcome this bleak trail now painfully obviated. There were few puzzles the learned could not suspend and dissect in the recondite manifold beneath his extremely expensive pointy hat. Daring to pitch his cherished pupils in with the foul melange of history's rogues, the heretofore abstract scourge that built up civilization with unearthly abilities and tore them down with joyful malice, would prove an intellectual trespass to make his calcium-deficient bones quake. More daring yet was the only question that now mattered. Could a bunch of bearded, scraggly old men in preposterous outfits hunt them down? He didn't have an answer, only a simple observation so blunt and uncharacteristically. Thank you, Rose! Jejune, naive, simplistic, and superficial. For the lauded sage, it was breathtaking in its self evidency. We're going to need more wands. Wow, think of something better. Why are you laughing?
Nah, no reason.
Let me guess, that was completely irrelevant.
A little bit. I mean, it has to do with learning a bit more of Rose's character and personality, but not actually anything super important.
Okay. I'm not sure what to say to that statement.
Don't say anything. Just accept it.
No.
Well, you gotta, because I ain't gonna explain anymore.
The story seemed really involved and kind of confusing. You'll have to save your place and dig into it later. Then maybe ask Rose why the deal with it is. Go get a bookmark. You return to your room and search a bookmark. Oh hey, finally a use for that pointless juice-stained beta that will never serve any purpose past, present, or future. I'm calling.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit.
You drop it on the toilet in case you're looking for reading material later.
You'd be
Like I'm
surprised about how
Rose.
many people like reading Rose's stuff.
What?
I'm just saying, you'd be surprised with how many people like reading Rose's writing.
Oh.
In universe, I mean.
Oh, okay. Dear, please. I just went through the thing. I'd prefer if you did this. Also because of the fact I really need to pee.
You want me to read the whole thing? Okay. Well,
Part of it's that oh dadgummit. Sorry.
okay. It looks like it's just me for your reading experience. So, why don't we set the scene here? We got an absolute douche and a flighty broad just doing their thing, you know. Douche be looking at the broad as she be burning some stuff with their magic needles. There we go. Whoa. Why are you burning a wizard fan fiction? I'm not. This book contains a genetic code. Oh, okay. Why are you burning that? The gods from the furthest ring asked me to. Is that some dumb wizard thing you just made up? Or something to do with tentacle monsters? I can't keep track of what you like anymore. How did you know I wrote a story about wizards anyways? John told me. He was like all snooping around your room while you were asleep, and I was like, no man, don't. Oh, not cool. And he was like, haha, dude, check it out. This book is full of wizard slash. I was like, I don't even want to know this. It's such a crazy violation of privacy. The story sounds suspicious. You want me to chew him out about it? I will, because that was so outrageous. I don't know where he got off being like that. No, I don't actually mind. Too bad I missed him. I thought you hated wizards. What's the deal with that? I like wizards. What I don't like is my mother's obsession with feigning interest in them to antagonize me. Oh man, that's so messed up. You'd think that. She probably digs wizards for real, just like you, and you're blowing this shit out of proportions like you pretty much always. When she could probably have been chatting up how awesome wizards were this whole time, but no, you're probably burning your nut job meow book to spite her too, aren't you? No, I told you. It's one of the gene sequences locked in my subconscious. Gods say it's critical to destroy it. Oh yeah. I thought that was a joke. When did they say that? When I was asleep. You mean when we were dancing and stuff in our dreams? Yes. When I flew to your tower, I heard them. They're far above, in the dark sky. I've never seen or heard these things in my dreams. Aren't you often distracted by music and puppets? Uh, yeah. Have you ever looked into the sky without your shades? No. What a ridiculous question. Maybe you should try it sometime. You're the Prince of the Moon. I'm sure they've been meaning to seek a royal audience. What do all these dots mean? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I guess I'll do that. Get some sky monsters to boss me around. Sounds cool.
Dave's right. Also, Pastor. Oh, great.
Yep. Yep. So you want
I
me to?
find it so weird how there's two of the same character in the same scene.
Oh, if you think that's bad, just wait. Just wait.
Let
Anyway,
me guess. There's eventually gonna be like four of the same character in the same scene.
uh, technically yes. Anyways, would you like me to read Dave's parts, or would you prefer to read Dave's parts?
Oh, I would rather read Rose's parts. Partially because of the fact that at least Rose, I can say her lines right without feeling cringe about them.
Dang, you just ain't trying hard enough. Anywho, if that's the case, I'll go ahead and get started. So really,
Yes.
why are you burning that?
I just explained this to the other Dave. Do I have to explain everything to you twice now?
No, I know. I'm using Dave's spare computer. I saw the whole conversation through his Pester Chum account.
Oh, I see. So instead of having to double explain, I merely have to put up with being double spied upon. What a relief!
I just mean, he didn't burn that book in the future. That book was completely pointless.
I know, but now it's not. You appeared to make it relevant by traveling to the past.
Oh, does that mean the sleeping thing worked? You remember the future?
I remember some things.
Okay, cool. So why is the cat code so terrible now?
I don't know, but the heavens were pretty emphatic about it.
Oh, dang, you don't like saying gods?
Yes.
Okay then. Okay, I guess it's done. But why are you so sure they're right?
Have you ever known them to be wrong?
I guess not. They sort of freak me out. I mean, listening to gross space mutants all day isn't my idea of an awesome time. Especially the one that sing. Oh god.
Is that why you always kept the music turned up?
No, I flip out to ill jams because they kick ass, obviously.
I guess we'll talk another riddle up in the solve column.
Yeah, case the fuck closed. Are you talking to future me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm out of the loop again. Between you taking order from Dreambees and Birdwing me with like future secrets, I'm doing some sort of spectacular fucking jackknife off the loop and getting a wink and a nod from Barack Obama. I'm coming upstairs.
Okay. Wait. Is that who I think it is?
Who do you think it is?
Yep. Oh no, it's diamonds. I thought it was spades. Deal with Dave Sprite. Oh, great. The two Daves talking to each other.
Yep. Alright, let me just get in position. So it was pretty funny how I made a copy of Rose's evil book right before she burned it, and now she doesn't know about it. I know, it's crazy what kind of foresight this guy has. I'm telling you, coincidences like that are unreal. They don't even happen most of the time. Best thing about how I did that is how it has no way will ever come back to bite us in the ass ever. Dude, our shit is safe. So safe. Gonna sleep pretty sound tonight with that big fucking payload of safety you just got dropped on us. Gonna be all hugging my pillow and shit. Growing like a goddamn bear full of honey. Give some Flintstones vitamins in a bottle. Keep twisting Junior, all you get is clicks. Asshole thinks it's candy. Doesn't even know it's just stepped on a security rig. Got a face full of fucking safety. Yeah. Anyway, but I'll go back down to burn that book. Alright.
Oh, Diamond's Juice came and stole the book.
Yep.
Go back in time and stop the thief. It looks like you ought to try that. Whoever took those books was a pretty cold-blooded dude. You figure you'll cool it on the time travel for a while. Don't want to see the Dave corpses start to pile up, especially if one of them winds up being you. Throw yourself out the window. Ditch the body before Jade sees it. That would probably freak her out. Press a button on the control panel. Oh, I forgot John ended up in one of these rooms.
Yeah. You hated how he changed the uniforms.
Yes, I still hate it. It activates the upper right monitor. The view is locked to a particular location on Earth at a particular date and time. Whoever was in the lab appears to have really calibrated this device. Examine monitor. The Betty Crocker Factory!
Yes,
Are
sir.
we finally getting the lore on Betty Crocker?
Nope.
Or is this more like a reference?
This is a soon-to-be joke. Betty Crocker stuff doesn't become important until about the maybe 6,000 page mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Monitor displays a town on the west coast of the United States. Appears to be your old neighborhood, but there's a factory there you don't recognize. Date is December 1st, 1995. Few months before you were born. Zoom in. Wait, what? Old woman is escorted by her son on a lovely day. Tide has been locked over the gentleman's mother. Meteor overhead looms unnoticed. They witness the destruction of the facility, collateral damage to a corporation owned by a renowned billionaire What? A mystery begins. Press blue button. You create a paradox ghost imprint of the woman you recognize to be your grandmother. Ghost sludge is sucked into a glass tube. Switch 4. Switch to a monitor displaying a view of a remote island in the Pacific on December 3rd, 1995. Zoom in. Now billionaire explorer approaches on his yacht. Old factory lost 2 days prior, but a new shipmate gained. Together they settle the island and plunder its secrets. This was made in... The starting year for this was what again?
It was originally made in 2009 for the first year. We are currently in 2010.
But the date on the very first panel was 2009. It said it was 2009 in the comic, right?
Yeah, it's well, yes, it was 2009 when the comic started in universe. If that's what you're asking.
Okay. So is this Jade meant to be a baby, or is this meant to be time travel shenanigans?
That is Baby Jade. That is John is looking into the past.
I get that, but technically that means that Jade is at least 15, wouldn't it?
1995 to 2009. Let's see. That is 5 plus 9. No, about 14. You got to keep in mind that Jade and the others are a few months older than John is.
Meteor overhead streaks unnoticed, headed towards an unseasonably warm city in the central United States. Press the blue button. Create a paradox ghost imprint of the man you spot in the woods with your book. Ghost sledges collected. Switch 3. You switch to a view of an unreasonably warm city in the central United States on December 4th, 1995. Zoom in. Wait. What?
What?
Where's favorite... And... the other ones make a bit of sense because of the fact that it's 14 years ago.
13 to 14 years ago, yeah.
But Dave's brother doesn't look old enough that 14 years ago he would still look reasonably around the same.
Keep in mind, Dave's bro doesn't have eyes, a nose, a mouth, or ears. And you're trying to guess his age. Guy's literally faceless, and you're trying to guess his age. Plus, how do you know he isn't like 20 at this point? How do you know he's not 18 or 17 or younger? How do you know he's not like freaking 15 years old here?
Okay, that's a better statement. Though usually people have enough of a change between the time they're 15 and the time they're 30.
Yeah, well, Dave's bro's just different. I don't know what else to tell you.
He is prepared for the occasion with a small pair of outrageously awesome shades. A meteor overhead races unnoticed. Head to a lake near a laboratory on the east coast of the United States. No aquatic life would survive. Press blue button. Make a paradox imprint of the outrageously awesome dude. Sludge is collected. Switch again to the view of your neighborhood on April 13th, 1996. It's the day of your birth. There is more real estate you do not recognize near the recently devastated baked goods facility. It is a shopping mall you've never seen before. Zoom in. Wait. That's Rose's mother.
Yep.
Professional lady and new mother has traveled from the opposite coast at the behest of a famous and wealthy scientist to study one of the numerous recent celestial anomalies while he's on an expedition. She notices a meteor overhead on collision course with a quaint family joke shop. Distinguished gentleman notices the lady and comes outside to greet her, oblivious to the threat above. The gentleman's mother remains inside, busying herself with a tall bookshelf, a ladder, and a rather hefty unabridged joke book.
Oh no.
An old mother lost today, but a new son gained.
Oh.
I love that the thing says Sassacre.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Gentleman discovers a clue. A powerful nose detects perfume. The lady is fled, and the mystery deepens. But the monitor has not lost track of the lady. Press the blue button. Create a paradox ghost imprint of the professional lady. Sludge fills the final tube. Once all the tubes are filled, an automatic sequence begins to execute. 4 young paradox clones are created.
Yep.
There's one more button to push. Ectobiology sure does involve a lot of button pushing. At least it does when you're a junior ectobiologist. This is so ridiculous. Your loyal assistant, Dr. Meowgun, is all over this one. One pair of tubes empties the sludge into the chamber below. The other pair does as well. Another sequence is activated. Oh, they duplicated.
Nope, they didn't duplicate. It's a different batch of babies. Look at their slightly different hairstyles.
Oh, you're right.
Yep, I'm always right.
Wait! Are these referencing the trolls?
Nope.
Weird.
Look at the baby hairstyles. Who do they remind you of?
One set looks like the parents, or sibling, or you know what I mean. Like this looks like Rose's mom. That's the one that's most obvious here.
Okay, now what about the other sets of babies? Who do they remind you of?
This one just reminds me of Jade herself.
Let's keep reading then. John, scale the ladder.
You storm up the S-ladder to claim the coveted, if difficult to pronounce wrong, Ectobiolo babysitter. Your ladder is absolutely hemorrhaging the boon dollars. Just what your poor collar's fat needs. You surpass 1 million boon dollars and trade them all in for a single whopping boon buck. This is, of course, going directly into the college fund of these youngsters. Sure as heavy, into the hollow it goes. And the pork hollow has been smashed, navigating the veil nearby. An old man has much to do before he returns to Earth. Dies good stuff by his adopted yet biological daughter / great granddaughter. Wait, what?
Don't worry, it'll be explained.
And stuck in front of a fireplace. Taking priority in the moment is shipping 2 passengers long overdue for a reunion. Excuse me, what? Giant ship floating in space.
Mm-hmm.
There's Rose's mom, John's dad. Fetch Modus wallet. Oh, it's one of the trolls.
Yep. You want me to read John, or you want me to read Carcat?
Carcat.
All right. This is a case in point.
What point?
The point I was just making about the ultimate riddle. You blithering, feculent shithole. Okay, that's your cue to laugh at me some more, I guess, because you seem to really get off whenever I flame you. Humans are deranged.
Oh man, I must be getting closer to the conversations where you're trolling me harder. This is pretty exciting. I can't wait to see what you've got up your sleeve.
You see what I mean? Fuck you about that.
Anyway, you weren't making a point about the ultimate riddle, dude.
Yes, I was. And now I'm losing my train of thought, dipshit.
Nope, we never talked about it. Yet.
Oh, well, that's right. Damn it, I guess this is going to be confusing.
Oh, you're just starting to figure that out now?
See, I kind of painted myself into a corner. I just started trolling you at the end, just before the rift, and then jumped back a little, and now I guess I've become railroaded into working backwards here. Unless I want to do the sort of dumb, schizophrenic hopping around like the others.
Oh my goodness, I know, you've already told me like 1,000,000 times.
I have? Wow, I can't wait for all these amazing conversations to take place. It's going to be like human vacation with a giant red chimney asshole up in here. You know, the one where a bunch of moaning nuke snuckers sing at a little pine tree, I think.
Wow, this guy has a really screwed up way of looking at things. Man, I've gotta say, I'm a little disappointed by this masterful trolling you were bragging about.
I was bragging. Why would I bother with that sort of pedantic human horseshit? Maybe we should consider that I was bragging to get your hopes up in the future, only to let you down, and thus troll you masterfully in that respect.
Maybe, but that would be pretty weak too.
Your brittle human calcium-based skull is what is weak, and if you and I were in the proximity of a blunt instrument, I wouldn't have much trouble proving it.
Whatever. So, what was the case in point you were making anyway?
I was scrolling back and noticed you were in the veil.
Whoa, I am?
Yeah, dum-dum, you're tumbling around in a big goddamn meteor, and you just created younger versions of yourselves and your guardians, probably by mucking around with that thing like a doofus.
Wait, these are baby versions of us?
Oh, so clueless. What did you think you were doing there anyway?
Well, I saw footage of my Nana and some other people who I'm pretty sure were like Jade's grandpa and Rose's mom and stuff from a long time ago. And then there were all these little guys scurrying around, so they are like clone copies of us?
No, they are literally you and your guardians, paradox clones.
Huh? What do you mean they're literally us? Do they go back in time?
Yeah, obviously, great guess, brain hero. Technically, they aren't even sent back in time because, respect to the medium, your universe's timeline is meaningless. Seriously, why would it give a crap about Earth's past or future or whatever? From its perspective, it's just a bunch of points to choose from, just like your chronology is from your perspective. But I guess that's a bunch of semantics with respect to your personal chronology. Yeah, they go back in time. A paradox clone is by definition a correctly cloned duplicate that will inevitably go back in time and become the original target that was cloned. If it is a malformed clone, it's just a meaningless mutant that has no bearing on the stable loop continuum. I don't see any tentacles or extra eyeballs or warped bone bulges, so those gross little things there are all you guys waiting to go to Earth and grow up to become the insipid bunch of grub-fisted douchebags you all are now. And this was the point I was trying to make about the ultimate riddle.
What's the riddle anyway? Maybe I can guess. I'm good at riddles.
Think again, ignoramus. It's not even that great, or even much of a riddle at all. In the course of your adventure, you would have encountered all these fragments of like weird poems and shit. You find them along your quest with clues and stuff buried in to help you solve puzzles and move huge stone columns and make staircases appear and lots of nonsense like that. And it's all masked in this flowery, sort of frothy, poetic jackassery that nobody really cares about. I sure as hell don't care about spoiling it for you, but what are all these lofty symbolic illusions boiled down to is some grander statement about what you see is happening here, that you are always the key to seeing your own existence through this game. And any hope that I could have played out differently, or that you could avoid this whole mess, was just a ruse.
A distraction, perhaps?
What?
Never mind.
So I didn't go down this way. How were you even born? Get it? Which is especially pathetic since Paradox Space apparently went to all this trouble to make you just have you fail and die. Really, there's nothing more tragic than these null sessions full of kids entering the game and fulfilling some cosmic destiny shit just to get wiped out and leave behind an empty, pointless infosphere for all eternity. Honestly, it's sort of hilarious, or it would be if it didn't affect me personally. But anyway, there's a lot more to the riddle than just that, like what we were just talking about last time we talked. But that's sort of the gist of the themes it deals with.
Okay, well, if I run into some salamanders who tell me all about this riddle and get really excited about it, I'll try to act surprised. So this is the same kind of thing you went through with, like, being your own paradox clones and creating your own parents and stuff?
Yeah,
How did that even work with 12 of you?
it was really fucking complicated, and I'm not going to get into it. Our family structures are already way more complicated than yours without even getting spooky time slime involved. Basically, we have nothing in common whatsoever except maybe this. I was the guy in your position to make all these clones, and frankly, it all kind of freaked me the hell out.
Huh. Yeah, I guess now that you mention it, I am finding it all a little strange.
Oh, only just now? Fuck, you are fast. I hope you got the mad boombucks to pay off those speeding tickets.
No, I mean the ghost stuff and paradoxes are one thing, of course. It's something else. It's just, this is really weird.
What's so weird about it?
Well, normally humans hatch from, like, these slimy pods, then we wriggle out as a little pink larva.
Oh, really? Huh. Maybe we have more in common than I thought. Maybe those really are mutant clones and they aren't going back to siege your planet.
Sure?
Hell, I'm confused now. Not that I give a shit about you and your pointless, awful lives.
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't you get back to me in a few minutes? I mean, like, a few minutes of my time, not yours. All these little pink monkeys are getting way out of line, and I have to tend to them. If you message me in a couple minutes, we can continue conversing in a sane, linear fashion for a change.
Okay.
And then after that, you can keep going backwards and then make fun of me riding my little red rocket. You can tell me I look like a silly little paradox clone fresh out of my slime tube, and that this is just all a big nursery recess jamboree. Would burn me good.
Okay, that is pretty good. But I can't use it because you said it. And then later, i.e. right now, you would get the satisfaction of knowing you were the one to come up with that burn. See, you're dealing with a pro. You can't out-troll me, so just forget about it and stop trying.
Tend to the little pink monkeys. They're scrambling all over the place. They appear to be preoccupied by some of the objects littered around the lab. At least it's keeping them busy. Forward. We have Cal.
Yep.
The guns.
Horse. Or hunt in some cases. Okay, it's a few minutes later. Look how sane and linear we are being.
Yeah!
Okay, awesome. Now fuck you and goodbye.
Wait!
What?
I was just looking at all these rascals and I was wondering how they go back in time and become us and stuff. Does it have something to do with the reckoning?
How do you know about that?
You told me. We had this great dare going to see who could be the least helpful and informative, and you totally lost, dude. You were very helpful.
I was obviously just fighting your stupid, pointless human dare. What is a dare anyway? It's nothing. Someone says you do something and then, oh, laugh, laugh, you lose. If you do it, you don't do it. That isn't anything that deserves a word. We don't even have a word for dare in our language. The closest approximation would be worthless fucking bullshit waste of time for silly little children.
Is it obvious I don't like Car Cat?
Oh, good. I'm giving you the right tone of voice then if you're hating him at the moment.
Oh, wow. Is that the title of a movie, too?
Yes, it's the title of every dumb movie you ever liked.
Ha ha ha. That isn't even true. It doesn't even make sense.
Anyway, how could we have made a dare if I'm moving backwards on your timeline? You would dare me to do something and I would do it next time, but then you wouldn't even remember the dare because we didn't make it yet. That's what it isn't true and doesn't make sense, you damn bag of puke.
Well, yeah, the dare never happened. I was joking around and made that up to give you a hard time.
You have sounding stupid down to such a science. Where is your lab coat and test tubes, Dr. Brain Professor?
I am wearing a lab coat, sort of.
You look like an elf.
Warning, warning, bullshit alert.
You look like you should be blowing into a funny little shell and limbering up for a silly cookie dance.
Do you even have elves?
Yes, let's compare which fantasy creatures that don't exist we both do or don't not have. What a great fucking idea, John.
What?
You asked about the reckoning. Why don't we talk about that instead of all these pretty much terrible things?
Okay.
Yeah, so when the reckoning starts happening, all these paradox clones get shipped off to meteors, flung through sky and defense portals and sent back to Earth. End of story, I guess. Bye.
Wait, so that means we're all sort of like Superman?
Yeah, I guess.
Cool!
You all trace the mythological footsteps of your beloved human Superman, who's really just a muscular Caucasian alien. It's hilarious how humans worship him as the pinnacle of human heroism and virtue, but he isn't even human. Actually, it's incredibly pathetic, but also in a way kind of admirable, because deep down you all must realize who your daddy is. We are bitches.
Yeah, Superman's pretty cool, I guess. Did you know Nicolas Cage was almost going to play Superman one time?
Oh my throbbing fledgum lobe. Who gives a barfing fuck about that? John Egbert, you have assassinated my patience. Adios, loser.
Wait! Get back to me in a couple minutes, okay?
Facepalm combo 2x.
A.R.?
Yep.
Oh. Oh, Renegade. The Renegade. You're ripping. What?
By the way, I hope
Okay,
I wasn't. I hope I wasn't too bad playing Carcat and or anything like that. Hope I didn't make you upset.
In what ways?
I don't know. I've had some cases where if like I'm reading a story or something with a character who is kind of uh the uh the angry one, and I'm reading it to people, they think I'm talking to them when I'm using that tone of voice.
Oh no, I can understand the difference. But it's one of those things of like, man alive, Carcat is just not pleasant even as a troll.
To be fair, we're going further back in time to the point where he's becoming less pleasant as we go. But after that, he actually starts becoming more pleasant because we're going in a linear fashion of his character development. Right now, we're going backwards. So he's
So
effectively.
eventually we.
Sorry, I was just trying to say eventually, or eventually we'll get to a point where we actually start seeing him develop properly and becoming a better person. Just as long as we're not going backwards on it.
I'm questioning at what point we'll get to his first message to him.
I don't really remember the exact page, but it's not far from now. I think it's around the end of Act 5, maybe?
We're still in Act 4.
Yeah.
I think this is Act 4. It's either Act.
Yeah, and the first.
Yeah, this is Act 4.
Like. Oh, no. Wait. I gotta look up something. 1 second. Quick Google search.
This is either Act 4 or Act 3, I forget.
Homestuck best if. Trying to find. Okay, maybe if I go to YouTube instead and just find all the videos there.
Is that what you think it is? This is so completely illegal. How could this atrocity be floating out here unnoticed all this time? You're going to throw whoever is responsible into the slammer. You always call Ale the slammer when you're extra angry at crimes. Go in. There's a large elevator platform ahead. Go down. Below there's a dark cavernous room. Near the platform is a time capsule. It is deployed a seed and waits for something to be deposited and for the clock to be set. It is all harmless enough. Still no sign of the perpetrators. Search the premises. Deeper into the darkness of the room, there's some complicated lab equipment again. Nothing particularly unusual for this jurisdiction. Examine the equipment. There's a large monitor. Displayed on it is a small human girl in a fancy house. Date is April 21st, 1910?
Yep.
I'm just staring at the screen blinking.
Gotta keep in mind, that's the grandma. She's old.
Oh, right. That's her grandma. 8 days prior, the orphan girl was taken in by an aristocratic southern colonel and legendary humor. Wait, is this Colonel Sassacre? He recovered the young lady from a crater where a bakery once stood. Operated by the man's wife, a notable baked goods baron. History repeats itself. There's an explosion in the colonel's backyard. Land sakes alive! We are cooking with petrol now! Colonel and his new granddaughter investigate. Impact site is where a doghouse stood moments ago. It was the magnificent abode of the man's beloved pet, Hallie. He takes a belt from the old julep flask. What? I've never heard that expression. He'd sooner pierce himself than lose the dear animal. People would think reports of the man's death were greatly exaggerated, but they weren't. This is exactly why babies should not be allowed to do it.
Yep. I'd say I agree. I mean, what about you? Would you agree baby shouldn't be dual wielding the flintlocks?
Yes. An
Okay.
old colonel lost, but a new brother gained.
Bye bye.
Aha, there's Hallie. The youngsters adore their new guardian. Good dog, best friend. The young boy has a difficulty pronouncing the name, though. Sounds more like Harley. When he says it. Fast forward. 13 years later, the boy develops a taste for adventure. He and his guardian bid farewell. His sister is sad. She will be left all alone with the wicked pastry baroness. She can handle it, he tells her. He believes in her. This is all seems pointless to you, immaterial to the crime that has been committed. Though you do find it odd that the purifier target has been fixed over that especially stupid-looking animal. Hear the elevator platform. Someone's coming. Up! It's Diamond's Deuce! High-ranking agent from your kingdom. Could he be the man behind this crime? Could his intent be mutinous? You know the agent to be far too dangerous to take into custody. You hide behind some equipment and observe. Appears to be holding some notebooks. What appears to be a juice-stained envelope. Only one of the books is useful to him. The envelopes are useless. And he couldn't make it through more than a paragraph of the other book. Some weird thing about wizards. He discards them. Spare notebook lands on the floor. The envelopes land in the seed. Time capsule stores the seed. And on account of some default setting, it's programmed to bloom several 100 million years from now. The capsule then readies a new seed. The agent approaches another device near the large monitor. Get trolled by CG insane and linear manner.
All right, all right. Let me just get this thing going. All right. Okay, I got back to you. Are you happy?
Sir, I guess.
You don't even know yet, but you're about to start out passing out bunnies like they're cheap cigars. It's going to be an embarrassing display.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly, numbskull. Let's just have our chat, then it can actually naturally occur to you to be an idiot in the due course of time.
Okay, I was sort of mulling it over while looking at all these babies with guns and sitting on ponies and things, and how the reckoning takes them back. How you said our reckoning starts sooner.
Yeah.
Are you sure it has to start so soon? Can't we delay it?
It starts in a few minutes, stupid. See that countdown clock over there? You aren't delaying anything.
Oh, dang. I guess I better get off this meteor then.
I mean, it doesn't happen all at once. First some smaller meteors go, then bigger ones, spread out over like 24 hours or so. It's supposed to be like go time when it starts. Like it's time to hurry up and stop fucking around and kill the boss, get it? The rock you're on doesn't blast off right away. Too bad, because it would have spared you from making a fool of yourself in a couple minutes, and more importantly, spared me from having to watch.
Okay, well, you keep saying how doomed we are and how all this bad stuff happens sooner. But you never say why. What happens in our game that's different from yours that makes things go so badly?
Jack Noir.
Who? Well, in character. Who's Jack Noir?
An agent of Durst, who flicked out and rose to power. He killed your Black Queen and King, and now he's in charge.
So you didn't have him in your game?
No, we did, Oh, he was harmless. Actually, he was an ally, sort of. He settled a grudge against the queen by helping us dethrone and exile her. Then he wound up exiling himself and sort of kept helping us through a command terminal on our old planet. He's kind of a huge asshole, though. But because he took the queen out of the picture, when we got to Skya, we only had one monarch to deal with instead of two. And of course, it took a nasty, giant 12X prototype Black King that took forever to kill, just barely in time before the biggest meteors came, but still.
I see. So after he got exiled and all that, he came in here into our game and caused it all this trouble?
Oh God, Egbert, you are thicker than that hideous joke book you go all around with. Try to think more abstractly. Think about video game. What's an Earth game you like to play? Name one.
Crash Bandicoot?
Okay, I don't know what that is, but I have a feeling it's a really lame example. That's fine. It's not the point. Let's say you play your Bandicoot and I play my Bandicoot. They are essentially the same Bandicoot, same appearance and design and behaviors, but they are still completely separate Bandicoots on separate screens. We both have our own ass Bandicoots to ourselves, the same but different. Our Jacks are the same but different too. Same guy, different circumstances and outcomes. Our Jack trumped the queen but got no further. Your Jack got the best of both of them and now is something higher than a queen or a king. Like an ace? Oh, sorry, that's your...
Like an ace?
Sure, okay.
Okay, I think I get it. But how did he do that? What was different about what we did versus what you did?
Frankly, I have no idea what the original thing that tipped the scale was. It's under investigation, but it doesn't really matter. The worst is yet to come. For you.
Oh no! What is the worst thing?
Already told you.
Dang it! Oh, hey, sorry. Hold on. This little lady is bugging me about something.
Yeah, you might as well get it over with and give her the lousy rabbit already.
Oh man, I just had the best idea. This is so perfect. A blonde mother and daughter together. This is totally perfect.
Perfect for what? Flexing your formidable mental handicap like a fucking heavyweight for the next several minutes? Oh wait, let me check the answer. Yes.
It's like that scene in Con Air. I'll give her the bunny like I am Nick Cage fresh out the slammer.
It's your line.
I wish I.
Oh.
Uh. Oh, there. On my screen, there's a line between the two. I wish I had a wife beater on as well. Oh wow.
Just.
Is this copyright? Oh, end of Act 4. Carcat looking annoyed at the screen. Oh, interesting. Why is there a literal screen that says "Here comes the guitar solo"?
I hear ya.
Oh, this song's so awful. I keep having to mute it. This is probably the worst song that they've played so far. Oh, and that's the end. End of Act 4. Wow.
So what'd you think?
19... Psych, it'll be a few more pages.
What's that?
No, the literal next page says, psych, it'll be a few more pages.
Ah,
Oh, it's saying it's an intermission or the end of the act is in a few more pages.
yeah. But anyways, what'd you think of that little GIF video sound thing?
Worst song thus far.
What?
By far.
What? Bro, you crazy. You crazy.
That is the worst song that they have put in this by far thus far.
What? You didn't like the air guitar solo at the end? You crazy.
Am I saying the animation was bad? No, I'm saying the song was awful.
Dude, you're crazy.
Well, sorry for going ahead and being brutally honest. I don't care.
No, you're not being brutally honest. You're just being brutally crazy. Someone get the straitjacket, get the padded room and stuff, so you don't hurt yourself.
Yawn. I've had worse lobbied against me.
Ain't no lobby for you. That's all you be seeing because nobody wants to get in the game with you. There ain't no lobby for you.
That is a really weirdly worded sentence.
You're the weird one. You're the one who had to listen to it and make sense of it.
Next page. Dave, get trolled. Blood on hands, get trolled by GC.
So you want to be Terezi or should I be Terezi?
My problem is every time Dave interacts with the trolls, both of them are cringe. And I actually want to make some dinner.
Okay, we can take our own little intermission. Let you get some food, let you get your tum-tum filled up, all that good stuff.
It won't take me that long to actually grab food.
Hey, no one said an intermission had to be long. Just long enough.
I know, I'm saying that because of straight up, hey, coming, why is this not long enough?
Hey chat, you all want to ruin a stream? It could be funny. Come on, do you want to do it?
There's
No?
no one else here.
There is 3 people watching this stream and 1 person on YouTube. No, there are people here.
Yeah. 3 of those 4 people are me.
What the? WTF, my dude? WT my F?
Yeah, it's literally the only way I have to actually raise my own metrics.
I wonder, it always seemed like you always had at least 3 people on the stream at once. It was just
Yes.
you each time.
Yes.
Wow.
I was told never go ahead and do a stream of 0 viewers, and this is the only way I have a means to do so. Unlike I don't mind the trolls interacting with each other. I don't mind the trolls interacting with Rose, John, or Jade. But the problem is when the trolls interact with Dave, everything gets thrown out the window.
Well, yeah, nothing deserves to be inside that window. Because if it's inside the window, then it can't spread its wings, you know?
That was a horrible reference.
It wasn't a reference.
It was a horrible analogy or metaphor.
Hello?
I'm here.
Okay,
What?
just give me 1 second. I'm gonna be getting some pineapple and some watermelon.
Good for you. Oh,
Alright, I am the backer.
welcome back.
You good?
I'm still chewing, but yes, I'm better.
Oh, okay. You just sounded, off for a second there.
I had my mouth full.
I meant in terms of tone of your voice, like, oh, you're tired, or oh, you're annoyed or oh, something's going on. Now, in terms of like what your voice,
I am tired. It, th- again, this is our busiest time of year at work.
there,
And unlike, say, like a retail worker on Black Friday, this lasts for about 3 to 4 weeks for us.
mm,
And it is absolutely just pedal to the metal of just like, gotta keep churning out work, or else the flood just overwhelms us with how much we need to get done
mm,
in such a limited amount of time.
gotcha. Sorry to hear that.
It's fine. I'm like, it's not that much of a problem. And my problem is, I literally see these lines, and I'm like, I'm cringing at both of them.
Don't worry, it gets better. You don't think it does, but it does.
On Dave or the specific troll? Because if remember, I can't. The only thing I remember is Tafros being absolutely adorable and a complete man failure.
This is
And
the
I believe he was orange.
yeah. This is the blind one who makes the funny little pictures.
Yeah, I remember her, but I don't remember. It's hard to remember one from another week to week, or 2 weeks to 2 weeks. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Now, anyways, would you like to be Dave, or would you like to be Terezi?
At least at least Terezi isn't cussing every single line.
Mm, okay.
Dave, what's it smell like?
What?
Your blood.
Oh, fuck off.
Dave, give it a little taste for me. Tell me what human blood tastes like. I've been so curious.
You're the annoying blind one, aren't you?
Yeah.
Dave told me about you.
Too many Daves. It's like this big and cool guy party, but someone forgot to invite all the cool guys.
And I'm telling you, burns like that are unreal. How do you even get a burn that's that thick?
I can't wait to be a useless piece of garbage all day and fall down all these burns? Wow, that's a really weird line.
It's supposed to be a reference to Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff, one of the early comics where a guy keeps falling down the stairs. We can
Oh,
go to Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff so you can see the reference.
I remember what you're talking about, but I wouldn't have picked up on that until you mentioned it.
Dude, Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff is one of like the biggest references in Homestuck.
Yeah, and literally every time it comes up, I'm just like, okay, yeah, moving on.
Dang, missing out on greatness. Anyways, no, you messed that up.
Dave, is this you?
Did you try to draw shades on his face and miss? What even the point? He's already wearing shades.
It's so perfect that this is so you.
This is moronic.
Dave, tell me what your blood smells like, or I'll make another one. And I know these will hurt your feelings.
I don't know what it smells like or tastes like. I sure as hell know what it looks like. Like a fucking symphony on my retinas. It is beautiful, like a little vermilion picnic on my hands. Every day I open my eyes, I find poetry in even the simplest things. It's one of those little joys in life you take for granted, you know? This miraculous gift of vision.
Dave, check it out. I figured it out. This has gotta be you. Okay, that's pretty good.
I could give myself a hernia trying to be as big a douche as that guy. I could try, but it would wind up like a motorcycle stunt gone horribly wrong. My broken body would flop and tumble around like a rag doll.
Oh no, I can't breathe.
And yet, as much as that guy's the tooliest dude I could ever hope to meet, he and I would still get along famously, as we can both see. Just him and me having a sea party, like a couple of eagle-eyed bros peeping shit up into the wee hours.
Dave, can I come to your sea party? What?
I guess, but you'll have to be careful not to stumble around, bumping into all the gorgeous masterpieces hanging around everywhere. God's so beautiful to look at with my perfect eyesight.
Can I lick the paintings?
Yeah, that's fine.
Get trolled by AT. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's boy failure.
It's boy failure.
Now, would you like to voice boy failure, or would you prefer I voice boy failure?
I don't know, honestly. Because if boy failure fails so much as it is.
Well, it's up to you.
Jade, hi, is your robot nearby? Where you can type because you're asleep.
Oh, yes, it appears so.
Okay, in that case, are you having a pleasant nap?
I guess. I've been pretty busy here. I've had to stay asleep for a long time because John is supposed to wake up soon. He just won't wake up. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be one to wake him up, but I don't know what to do. Huh?
Oh, sorry, I was looking to see if I could see him be awake in the future, but I can't see in his dreams or anything.
Oh. Well, thanks for trying anyway.
But you wake him up soon, it looks like, so maybe this means you have success?
Oh, I hope so. What am I doing when I wake up?
Oh, goodness, there's so much going on, and there's a lot of trouble you were in.
Oh no.
But what it comes down to is is that you don't have much time anyway. This is your last day before you make the rift. And then I can't see what happens after that anymore. Which is okay with me because, to be honest, seeing your whole big confusing future and past is kind of overwhelming.
Yes, I know what you mean.
It's so complicated and I don't even know what I should be accomplishing, I think. Using these gadgets and things and my timeline advantages to play pranks on you.
It sounds like it would be fun. But you guys never even played pranks on me. You were always just kind of mean.
Sorry. I think the idiotic thing about trolling is if you use it to troll people, I think you are just as likely to get trolled yourself. Maybe even more badly, which I think is what's going on here just between you and me.
I know I haven't trolled you guys. Or not yet.
No, but you sort of are. My friend's going crazy. He wants to talk to you. He left you a message a long time ago on your timeline to talk to him when your robot blows up.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. Does it really blow up or was that another trick?
I don't know. I can't see it blow up in your future, not on screen, I mean. There are lots of explosions all the time. Anyway, too many explosions.
Hmm. You could ask me in the future.
Okay, I'll ask. Oh, okay. You said yes, it did blow up. And you talked to him, and then you said he was actually a pretty nice guy, which I thought was weird.
Is he not a nice guy?
Not really.
Hmm. Well, maybe he's just been through some tough. Excuse me. Maybe he's just been through some tough times. Maybe we should give him the benefit of the doubt.
For whatever it's worth, I think you're. Oh,
You're the
sorry.
For whatever it's worth, I think you're a pretty nice guy too.
Okay, thank you.
Also, you seem to be the only one who ever thinks to talk to me while I'm asleep. Why is that?
I guess that it makes sense because you have a robot to let you say things that happen on Prospect. And I'm curious because the only time I ever had fun playing this game was when I was asleep. But now all our dream selves are dead.
Oh no. Dream selves can die?
Yeah.
I never knew that, or I guess thought about it. I guess it makes sense though.
Yeah. So enjoy your nap while it lasts. Bye-bye. Wow, that just makes Tapper seem even more like poor little Bean.
Yeah.
He only had fun whilst he was dreaming, and literally his dream self died.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, get trolled by GA. Grim Auxiliatrix. I'm trying to remember who this one is. Oh, is this the nice one?
Yes. Yes. Which would you like to be, green or purple?
Um, Probably purple.
Alrighty. Hello again. Are we friends yet at this point in time? I would speculate that if we are not by now, then it's probably not to be.
Pardon?
Furthermore, which Rose have you chosen to be this time? The stupid Rose or the smart Rose?
I'm a little busy.
It sounds like you were attempting to be the smart Rose this time. Take note of the subtle scorn underlying the selection of word attempting. Smart Rose should get a kick out of that. Smart Rose is all about the subtle scorn, isn't she?
That sounds about right.
Whereas Dumb Rose doesn't capitalize letters. Even when discussing the proper names of human monsters in our cinema, I think you should establish a greater commitment to a single role-playing scenario.
Honestly, I was looking forward to playing along and reading your dumb Rose script for our next conversation. But it turned out there was a perfectly logical explanation for it all. Imagine my disappointment. Well, I imagine yours once you finally catch on.
I suddenly don't understand anything. What are you talking about?
I'd love to explain in detail and cause some sort of time paradox. But you see, and this revelation may be as startling as any, I'm a little busy.
I believe I understand. It was I who did something to provoke your scorn in a previous conversation, one which I have not had yet.
Yes, that is definitely a conclusion you've just now drawn. The only thing left to do is to ride out the next several conversations while you maintain that understanding. And while maintaining the chilly facade you've grown to so enjoy from Smart Rose, which shouldn't be too difficult because, have I mentioned, I'm busy. Goodbye.
Fine.
Keep getting trolled by GC. Oh no.
Yes. So good.
Okay. Also speaking of which, has there been like any of the developer notes on any of these that have been even interesting?
Oh, yeah, plenty. I just haven't said them because I know you aren't interested.
Part of it's just that I'm interested in hearing what sort of absolute insanity.
Oh, I could always tell you the commentary for the last page, the one with
Sure.
with Rose. This is probably the conversation that did it. One that cemented Kanaya's fascination with Rose forever. Kanaya is all ready to spar with, but Rose just completely shuts her down. There's some devastating neg work going on here. Even Rose probably doesn't realize how effective it was.
Ah. Dave, I finally got it!
Oh hell.
I finally figured it out once and for all. This is you!
That okay, that's pretty amazing.
Oh, it's so perfect! Just a cool dude and his bro right there, venturing through time and playing pinball in bro heaven together. Tell me that isn't so perfect!
Hey, speaking of which, where is my bro anyway? Haven't seen him at all since I got here. Sprite doesn't know. You can see everything that goes on, right? Like smell it or whatever. How does that even work? How do you use a computer and know what's going on? It doesn't make sense. My face doesn't make sense. It's your life.
Dave, your face doesn't make. Dang it! But actually, your face does make sense to my nose and my tongue.
Ew.
I'm sorry, Dave, that you will never experience the sensory bouquet that I enjoy every day. That I ensconce myself in
Yeah.
like a warm and comfy bathrobe made of flavor and melody.
Oh, okay. The dumbest and most far-fetched explanation imaginable. Okay, got it.
Anyway, I don't know where your bro is. As far as I can tell, you never see him again between now and the rift.
And
Too
don't
bad he won't be around to bail you out again like you did when you entered.
man, don't
Okay,
remind me about
remind
that.
me what's
So-
the difference Oh, I'll wait till the end of this.
Man,
It's
don't.
okay, I won't
Oh my
Sorry.
God, let me finish the full line, then you can go. Man, don't remind me about that. So embarrassing.
It's okay, I won't tell John about it. I know that's what you're worried about.
Okay, cool.
But look, you don't need to be upset about not having your bro to lean on anymore.
Just upset. About time the dude gave me a little space.
Blah, okay, whatever. You say that, But that's not the point. The point is, I will help you instead, Dave. Is that cool?
I guess.
I know everything that's going to happen to you. Can tell you before it happens, so you can be ready.
Oh,
And not have to go back in time and get killed by all the time and stand on a toilet looking at your own blood for 10 minutes.
alright, so what's next?
First you go through the gate, and when you go through, you will go to another place in your wild, Sari lava land, and you will quickly meet some friendly crocodiles. They will try to eat you, but that is just their way of being friendly. You shouldn't be scared.
Why would I be scared?
Dave, please, you are crying like a little boy. It is happening right here in front of my nose. Your tears taste delicious, kind of like something you wouldn't know about. A troll delicacy called cotton candy.
You have cotton candy, dump ass. Alright, we've got Descent. This is a big one. By the way, this animation is about 4 minutes and 13 seconds long.
Oh, wow.
Also, the music is by Toby Fox.
I can read.
Oh right, I forget you're using the same program as me.
Ah, hello, Jack Noir. Dream Jade. Oh, it's still not done.
Yeah.
What's weird is I see the little symbol on the bottom left.
A tiny bit more to go.
The symbol. And credits art sound in the bottom right. So I think
Mhm.
that's the end.
Yep. So, we've been doing the stream for about 2 hours. Would you prefer to stop it here, or you want to keep going a little bit further?
I'm fine going a little bit further. Again, it's literally once every 2 weeks. I'm like, so long as you don't have pressing concerns, I am able to keep going.
All right. Sounds like somebody wants to see where the story's going.
Genuinely, like, again, ever since they stopped doing the stupid voter audience submissions, it has gotten exponentially more bearable to bear through this story. I'm like, by far the single thing that was killing me was the audience submissions. Oh, they were all. It was so bad. End of Act 4.
Yep. We are now on to the next intermission.
Really?
Yeah, it should be a intermission, or oh, maybe it's the start of Act 5.
Oh, great.
Hard to remember
You're the one who.
100%. Let me pull up the log, the maps and whatnot. Act 2, Act 3. Okay, intermission. Like the paradox file. Oh, right. I've only unlocked this far up. I don't actually know. Okay. I gotta open up a different thing. Adventure map. 5 Act 1. Act
We're
3.
on 1942.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's not working. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, we just go straight into Act 5, Act 1.
It did not say that. It just. Also, it should be like Act 5, Scene 1, or Act 5, Chapter 1, Scene 1. It should not be Act. Sorry, I will get on him over that, since that's bad.
Too bad. Live with it. Cry about it.
Okay. Wah!
All right. So Rose's egress.
Um, you were the one who was reading these entries the last time.
Oh, fine.
Yay.
Rose egress. This is my final entry. My co-players and I have made every earnest attempt, with occasional relapse, to play this game the right way. I have been meticulous in documenting the process to help our peers and successors such trials should we fail. In my hubris, I believe these classes were relegated to the earthbound, but even in this quaint position, I was in error. Our otherworldly antagonists have assured us of our inevitable failure repeatedly, while the gods whisper corroborations in my sleep. I believe them now. I just blew up my first gate. I'm not sure why I did it, really. I'm not playing by the rules anymore. I will fly around this candy-coated rock and comb the white sand until I find the answers. No one can tell me our fates can't be repaired. We've come too far. I jumped out of the way of a burning fucking tree for God's sake. I've used a spell to rip this walkthrough from Earth's decaying network and instilled it in one of the servers floating in the furthest ring. The gods may disperse the signal throughout the cosmos as they wish. Perhaps it will be of use to past or future species who, like us, have been ensnared in Sky's malevolent tendrils. In case it wasn't clear, magic is real. Pardon my egress. You're on your own now. Damn, way to play up the drama.
Wait. I'm slightly confused. Does that mean, like, the actual page it's on is, like, being actively destroyed?
No. No. But what it is that Rose, as written in her post, she took her entire walkthrough guide of what she could accomplish in Herb, put it in a server, then used real magic to pull that server and put it into the furthest string of the medium. That way, the old ones, the gods, whatever you want to call them, of this area can disperse the signal across the multiverse slash universe to basically give everyone else across time and space the ability to read a walkthrough on this game, regardless of who's playing it or what it's called.
I don't know. Okay, now you're starting to go over my head.
What you mean?
No, literally, what you just said sounded like gobbledygook to me.
What?
The war weary calls another broken planet home. Another cloth his guard. Land in rags fit for the wayward. A villain becomes a vagabond. The recent past is recalled. An accursed mascot is located amongst fallen brethren, its visage reviled. A rag of souls drifts from the heavens, its owner a mystery. Oh, so this is Dream Jade either dying or getting knocked out. A boy finds a dead friend, her ring recovered.
Does that answer your question?
What?
If she's dead or knocked out?
What about it?
Made it sound like it was a question like, oh, is she knocked out or is she dead?
No, dear, there's time shenanigans involved. Even I don't like getting involved in timey-wimey shenanigans because of it's like, okay, what actually came first? Boy sees himself in a cloud, his destination revealed. Hours in the future. Excuse me. A mistress becomes a mendicant. The recent past is recalled. And here she is taking down hearts.
Yep.
Communication devices borrowed. A rendezvous arranged. This is not... None of the giant pauses in the creation of the series have occurred yet, correct?
Did you say that last bit again?
You said that there were several times when Hussey, I can't remember his freaking first name right now,
Andrew.
had many breaks in the making of the webcomic.
I wouldn't say he had
Every
many. He had like 3 major breaks that lasted like months to literal years.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm referring to. I'm sort of asking, like, have we reached any of those points yet?
Oh no, we haven't. We're not even close. Those came up around the midst of like the end of Act 5 to around the time of Act 6 and all its mini acts. Actually, I think it was like exclusively all the acts of Act 6. Because Act 6 has more content than the entirety of Acts 1 through 5 combined.
Ah! The Slayer is summoned, the collateral presented. The droll is beckoned, the bargain honored. And there's clubs. Sorry if they have other names right now. I'm always going to remember these as Hearts Clubs.
Diamonds in Jack.
Spades. Yeah. The boy finds the castle. His courier's path crossed.
Oof.
The mail is delivered and obligation satisfied. The package is open. Letters read. Oh, jeez. John, from what I hear tell you've been through a bit of an adventure by the time you're reading this. That's so great. Love adventure, and I would bet my bottom boonbuck that you do too. I think we are birds of a feather, John. I'm pretty eager to meet you. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned, we are going to meet someday. I hear you like movies, is that right, John? I love movies too. Have you ever seen Weekend at Bernie's? So hilarious. It's hard to talk to Jade about movies because she doesn't really know about movies, but I'm sure you know that. Boring. Just kidding, Jade. You know I love you, and I think you're a I'm very confused right now.
So this is another person, not Jade, who wrote this.
Okay. That makes me still very confused.
You remember a while back in the comic how it was mentioned that Jade had the help of other people to create this gift for John? This is one of those people.
Oh.
Yeah, we won't meet him until around Act 6 proper.
Is this one of the trolls?
No, it's a human.
Okay, I have enough of an answer, thank you. Okay, speaking of Jade, we spent quite a long time working on this present for you. It was a big team effort. Okay, I had to do quite a lot of arm twisting to get her to go along with helping me make such an oddball present for you and so well in advance. But I had my arm sort of twisted myself to get this going in the first place. Then she came around to the idea because she can see the future. Pretty amazing if you ask me. It'll all be clear later. Gadzooks! With all this arm twisting, I've been getting a good workout. We should wrestle when we meet, John. I love to wrestle, but I don't get a good chance to wrestle with anyone that much. Do you like to get into fisticuffs, John? Scrums and whatnot? Me too. Why do I have a feeling this is Jade's grandfather?
I mean, you're more than welcome to think that. So why would you think that?
It's just the ways of figures of speech.
But just because it's like old-timey speaking, you think it's an old guy?
Yes. Yes.
Well, what if I told you that there are young people who talk like this in this comic?
Anyway, you should listen to Jade from here on out, Sean, because she sure seems to know what's best for you. Whatever your adventure throws at you, I'm sure she'll tell you you can handle it. She believes in you. There's another page to this letter. There's another letter from a different author. Dear John, happy birthday. Oh no, another long letter. Even though it's super late and you probably went through a lot of trouble getting it, really hope this present cheers you up. You looked so sad when you were reading my letter, which is to say, the one you're reading now. I can explain! You see, when I go to sleep in my dreams, I wake up on the moon of a planet called Prospect. By now you must know about this place. I lived there in my dreams most of my life, and I made so many friends there over the years. You were there too, but you were asleep. The fact that you are awake now, I think, means all my friends are in trouble. You were awake because it is your job to help them. We will both help them. But, I know these things because while I was here on the moon, whenever it passed through sky, I could see lots of things in the clouds. The past, the future, stuff about our friends, stuff about you. Now that you're awake, and apparently at the center of Skya, wow, you should be able to see stuff in the clouds too. Maybe you already have. About this present, my pen pal helped me work on it. He included a letter too. It's really funny and silly. I like him a lot, and I think you would too. Took a long time between the two of us. And sure, the present looks like a fun and completely ridiculous thing to get, but it is also really important. You're getting it exactly when you need it most. Maybe that's hard to believe, but it's true. I saw it happen already. Don't see everything, John. I definitely don't know everything that's going to happen, but when I do know something, I always try my best to help people in the future. When I'm supposed to, that is. You'll get the hang of it. Oy, oy, oy. John, I'm really looking forward to seeing you when you wake up. It's been nice playing with my Prospician friends and all, but also kind of lonely knowing you were in the other tower sleeping and having lousy dreams. Not sure where I am when you're reading this, but I'm sure I'll make it down to where you are soon. Geez, how did you get down there? Oh well, I'll find out. I can't wait to fly around the moon with you and show you all my favorite places. It'll be so much fun. Jade. Oh no. Oh. Oh.
It's very the sad.
So, Jade's dream self is dead already.
Mm-hmm.
So Jade had to die for Dave to wake up. Not Dave. John to wake up.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't have to, but it's basically implied for the story. A boy's grief is interrupted. His ring sought. Hello, Jack Noir. Also known as Spade Slick. What in the world?
That's Jade's present. That's what was used to kill the Black Queen. And that is what's currently about to fuck Jack shit up.
Oh, okay. The toy has taken a new master, the tactician, a misstep. Check. Hours in the future. A regulator becomes a renegade. The recent past is recalled. Temples fled and soon revisited. Nearby laboratories also revisited its satellites dispatched. The renegade waking up on. Sleeping boy is found, rumbling ominous. The lab is in flight. Its exits inoperative. Another public servant makes the sacrifice. A citizen's safety secured. A tyrant is retreating. A battleship landing. Oh,
It's a family
he
tradition.
makes an F. Well, he. Wow. Wait. But it's her dream self, not her real self. Does that mean that her dream self's taxidermy only exists within her own dreams?
No. That dream self is being brought back to the real world.
Okay. That's an even weirder answer, but okay.
Yep.
Okay then. Um. And this is the White Queen, if I remember right.
Yep.
A queen mourns, a kingdom bid farewell. No actual important things happened anytime recently. In the notes, I mean.
Oh, no, there's been plenty of notes. I've just been haven't reading them.
What, is there nothing interesting?
Oh, there's plenty interesting. But once again, it is not stuff that is probably interesting to you.
Oh.
You know what?
Her journey through
Go back a couple pages. Go 1973. I'll read you that one.
1973.
All right. A queen mourns, a kingdom bid farewell. Maybe it doesn't seem that honorable that the queen is abandoning her kingdom or whatever survivors remain, but as a game construct, she's encoded with a certain instincts and objectives too. One of her chief priorities is the survival of her people, which in many cases can only be assured through exile, repopulation, and the rebuilding of civilization from scratch. Saying farewell to Prospect may be a common occurrence across all burp sessions. There are many ways for the game to play out, but it's not unreasonable to imagine the majority of sessions involve Prospect being ravaged in some way.
Ah. To say. That those sorts of things are interesting to me. Hours in the future, her journey through the wind swept must be walked alone. Her entourage bid farewell. A
Alright.
queen becomes a questant.
Next page?
I did read the next
No.
page. That's
Another
1970.
next page. Go to 1975.
And then years.
Yay. Alright. This one has stuff
Broken
on it.
Broken egg.
Egu. Alright. The ruined skyscrapers we recognize from Dave City help us zero in on the location of this station crash site. It's a big broken egg, because the station shape is related to the entry object of the player, who lived there, in this case Dave, who had to wait for an egg to hatch to enter the session. Notice how the egg station is broken in half. Remember how Bro had to chop the meteor in half to buy Dave some time? That's why. Splitting the meteor also split the station it contained. So if Questant has discovered it, it must repair it to make it functional.
Ah.
Yes, Queen, yes.
A key is employed. Next page. A command station repaired.
Here's another one. Fixing a big broken egg, I guess, is appropriately symbolic for a woman whose job is now to repair and restore life and civilization on this planet. Maybe that's why she landed her gold ship nearby and sought the station out. It's also possible she sought out because it's indisputably the most baller exile station available. Thing, thing can just hover and teleport anywhere she wants.
Touche. Picture lots of stars in the sky.
Oh, yes, very much. Very much.
And back with the four of them. The four precious little goobers. The ruler weapon. I can't tell what's going on in this second. Oh, wait, that's his claw. Trying to pull something out of the tape? Oh, that's the firefly, isn't it?
Nope.
Oh. Oh, it's the ring!
Yes.
Oh, Morse code! I don't know Morse code off the top of my head. I was hoping for at least some portion of translation.
You need something translated? Oh, okay, okay,
That,
okay, 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 okay.
why, were you a few pages behind?
A little bit. Yeah, her translation, because her name is Serenity, is oh my.
Thank you. I'm like, I could tell the first letter was O, but nothing else. Holding the ring. The one ring.
Actually, there's multiple rings because you gotta remember, thousands of people were playing Spurb, and each Spurb has rings. A ring
I
each.
know, I'm making a joke.
The one ring. Yes, and I was ruining that joke because I am the funny.
Ah. And John holding the same ring. Oh, it's the little. Wait. I love that it was really big a moment ago and now it's really tiny.
All about perspective. Oh, and just so you know, that is the same rabbit that John originally got for his birthday that was covered in oil and given to Rose when she went back in time, and then was also given to Jade, which was a later version that John got from Rose due to her point in time. So now 3 current copies exist of that rabbit.
Brain!
Yeah, it's something. Crazy how much that rabbit goes through.
It's crazy how much the rabbit goes through.
Yeah, it goes on a one heck of a quest. Gets its massive
Fair
power
enough.
increase.
Forward. There's another cloud. Forward. White atomic nodule, and inside a dark laboratory unused for years. Forward. And inside, a fourth wall, pilfered from a bureaucrat's office and absconded with years ago. It isn't turned on. Oh no, it's Hallie! Why does its face now look derpy?
Because it is derpy. It was always derpy.
I don't remember it looking this derpy.
Oh, well, that's what you get.
But if it was, this is almost certainly what we would see. This feels wrong. This feels so wrong. Recap 2. Wait. Oh, is this meant to be another running joke of a recap?
Kinda, but not really.
Is this important or not?
Yes.
It's actually important to be read this time.
Yeah, so you don't misunderstand anything.
Oh no. The last time you said just go, keep going down, keep going down.
Oh, well, it's different this time.
Picking up from where we left off, I typed a really long recap. Then some other stuff happened. Gallows Calibrator helped John fly to the second gate, which took him to Rose's world, Lowlie. He crashed into Rose's room, where he found her asleep. He snooped through her room and Dave tricked him into giving him the code to duplicate Rose's writing journals. John opened the package Rose made for his birthday. John opened the package Rose made for his birthday. It contained the bunny from Con Air, the same one John got from Dave, but older and dirtier, modified with Rose's knitting. She'd had the bunny since she was very young. So, after John got the bunny, it teleported to Rose. Rose had it for years. Rose then merged it with the alien doll thing, Cthulhu Princess. John leaves Casey the Salamander, Bubbles Viceroy Von Salamander, in the room. He briefly speaks with Grim Auxiliatrix from Rose's computer and pretends to be Rose. He believes he is, triggering a convoluted series of conversations between her and the real Rose in both the past and the future in no particular order. GA gets help with her computer from Twin Armageddons, who is literally the only time we've heard of this character thus far, in time to see Rose at her computer having woken up. Before she woke up, Dream Rose was awake on Dursa's moon. Dursa's moon, not Prospect's moon, correct?
Yeah.
Dursa's the black planet, Prospect's the yellow planet.
Yes.
Okay. She now had memories from her future self's doomed alternate reality. She flew to Dream Dave's tower and got his attention with a ball of yarn, causing real Dave to fall asleep. They had a dream dance party. Dream Rose threw Dream Cow out the window. Bro's rocket board caught Dream Cow. Renegade followed the board and Cow to a transportalizer on Durst, which led to a meteor lab in the Veil. Is the dream version of the world still in... Okay. Is the dream... I'm trying to understand the difference between the Veil, the Medium, the Dream World, and there was a fourth term that was thrown out here recently that I can't remember the name of right now.
Alright, so, the Veil. Actually, let's not start with the Veil. So the medium is the all-encompassing term. It just means everything. It's basically the equivalent of saying the universe.
The universe!
Furthest ring is referenced towards the furthest ring, the place where all the meteors are and where Dearth is. The Veil is the sections further than that, where all the Cthulhu-esque god beings are.
Ah.
Yeah.
The veil is where the Cthulhu has be. Sorry, brain.
You sound like you just need your sleep.
Oh, I've been so tired lately, but
How about this? It's getting late. I know you're an hour ahead of me, so it is nearly 9 o'clock for you. We finish up this
yes,
page and we end it here for the night.
that's what I was planning on. Considering you're making me read this entire thing. Meanwhile, on Lola, Rose's mom defeated a huge monster. The pony Maplehoof followed her and collected the grist windfall. Both Mom and the pony then transported to the meteor lab. John's dad found a clean hat John had deposited into a parcel pixis. I still find that word weird. Dad followed Jade's grandpa, who was carrying John's Sassacre book, into some ruins. They both transported to the meteor lab, too. Meanwhile, John used the grist collected by the pony to make a normal-sized version of a giant hammer, Fear No Anvil, which Dave Sprite gave him the code for. Dream Rose saw John on Dream Dave's computer. Dream Rose saw John on Dream Dave's computer and woke up. She went out to see him, but he had already blasted off. He took the mutant kitten, Vodka Mutini, Dr. Meowgon Spangler, with him. John found the ruins that Mom and the pony went into. He went in and killed some powerful monsters with his new hammer. Transported to the meteor lab as well. Please tell me this doesn't happen terribly often.
No, not too often.
In the lab, he found no one except the pony. Some other stray items were on the floor. Dad's dirty hat, Sassacre book, dream cow. So, the dream cow is in the physical world at this point.
Yes. The Dream Cow that was created by Dave due to his nightmares has now been given to Dave's bro as a baby, who then had it with him when he went back in time, which now made it be real, causing it to be the reason why Dave had the nightmares that created Dream Cow.
So it's a self-fulfilling loop.
Yes.
That's so screwed up. That is so screwed up.
That's what it is.
He found some apparatus used to genetically engineer foot soldiers and agents for the white and black armies from chess piece DNA. How do they get DNA from chess pieces?
They just do.
He also found a junior ectobiologist lab suit and a series of terminals much like those the exiles would find in the far future. He would use this apparatus to create paradox clones of himself, his friends, and their guardians. Meanwhile, Renegade surfed Bro's rocket board to a different meteor containing the Frog Temple that would later root itself near Jade's Island. Ugh. Inside, he found the same time capsules he would find later. He also found some more lab equipment used for ectobiology. This equipment would soon be used to create Becquerel, a mutated combination of the genes from an ordinary dog in the early 20th century and the DNA code in one of Rose's journals. Wait, what?
So you remember that journal they were talking about that had all the meows in it?
Mm-hmm.
That was the meow stuff was a genetic sequence that was partially uh, obscured by using meows instead of the actual encoding sequence normally used. When the meow book was taken, it was translated into a DNA sequence and inputted into the sequence that was used to create Beck.
So that's why Becquerel is like insanely powerful.
Yes. Because Beck is a paradox clone of Haley or Holly and that genetic code, causing him to be a completely different creature.
So it's a paradox clone. Wait. Wait, what? Sorry, I'm thinking here and I'm overthinking this because if Becquerel wasn't in the area.
No, Beck was not in the area when the paradox clone was created. Haley the dog was.
I'm trying to think of when this is. Is this in 1910?
Uh, yeah, it was during 1910. You remember in the animation, Descend, the archagent or regent or whatever you want to call him, he was inside the lab looking at the two babies and the dog and the guy who got killed by the flintlocks.
Yes, yes. The guy who becomes the renegade.
Yes,
Yes, when he was looking at the pictures and looking back and seeing 1910.
yeah, he created a Beck.
Okay, that scene now makes a lot more sense.
See, this is
I'm
why you
like,
gotta read these things. It explains so much you don't originally understand.
well, no, my brain just forgive me. Taxes take so much out of you when it's literally all you're doing for weeks on end. Um, AR hides in the lab when he hears one of Jack's henchmen, Diamond, carrying Rose's duplicated journals, which he stole from Dave, and Dave's beta, which he used as a bookmark. He discards the beta into the time capsule. Millions of years later, from the capsule's perspective, Jade would retrieve that beta and use it to connect with Dave, allowing him to enter the medium. But she hasn't recovered it yet, correct?
So she has recovered it.
Oh no, used it connect with Dave. I read that as Sean first.
No, no. Yeah, you the silly Billy.
Part of it's that all this is written so super weirdly. Brain. Okay. Dave created the journal duplicates after the extensive alchemy binge. Rose too had a similar alchemy session and both kids upgraded their weapons and gear. Rose made a pair of needle wands, crossed with her grimoire, and took up the art of... She used this to burn her journal and thus destroying the genetic code. She was advised to do so by the lords of the furthest ring, whom she was now able to communicate with in her dreams. They live far beyond the veil. So they live beyond the veil.
It's essentially in the veil, but yeah. The veil is basically just like the in-between point. Like, oh hey, here's the veil. Go past it, you go where the gods are. But it's essentially in the veil.
Oh, so basically the veil is the barrier between life and death?
No.
Is that ever brought up?
Yes.
Oh my god. It advised the children of the moon of Durs and serve as the counterpart to the role Skaya plays for the children of Pospich Moon. They deemed the code which would inevitably be used to create Beckerel to be dangerous. What?
The code is what gives Beck his power.
Okay, so they're saying that it's dangerous because of it was able to make Beck into what he eventually became.
Yes.
Okay. Again, really weirdly worded. Dave decided to destroy his copy too, but when he went back to his room, discovered they were stolen. Found his own dead body, which apparently was him from the very near future attempting to go back in time and stop the thief. Diamond's Droog. Dave decided not to go to attempt any more time travel and disposed of the body. Gallows Calibrator. I'm not going to remember the trolls' names unless you start mentioning them by who they actually are again.
To be fair, I don't remember their usernames all that well either. I think Gallows Calibrator is Terezi.
Okay. So the blind one discussed the matter with him and pledged to help him by telling him his future along the way so that he would not have to face the death of more future selves or suffer the sort of embarrassment he went through while entering the medium. And that was because of his bro saved him when entering the medium, correct? Previously unseen, the way Dave entered the medium was as follows. As the large meteor was bearing down on his city, Dave climbed the radio tower on top of his building with his broken sword in hand to reach the nest built by the crow sprite. The sprite guarded the egg, which, unknown to Dave, simply needed time to hatch before he could enter. Sprite guarded the egg. The sprite pecked his head and he fell. What? The sprite pecked his head and he fell. He was saved by Bro's rocket board. Meanwhile, Bro was on top of the meteor, riding it as it descended. He used his sword to chop it in half, splitting it into two pieces, diverting the initial impact from their building to two separate impact sites. Thus bought a little more time for the egg to hatch, which it did, just before their location was consumed by the blast. Duh. Duh.
Ask your question.
Is Dave's bro not human?
No, Dave's bro is human.
Is Dave's bro running on Toon Force or something?
No, he's just that guy. That's literally all it is. Like, he just trained so much that he got all crazy strong and stuff.
Okay, so his brother has actually legitimately trained and gotten to a point that he can do such things like
splitting a meteor
with
in half.
ease.
Yeah, he did. Bro stands on business.
Part of my problem mentally right now is that a lot of the actual, like, feats before entering the medium seem to have been grounded in reality a little bit.
Say for moving so fast, he creates after images or causes his puppet to fight for him.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
I'm just like,
no. It's just that he's literally that guy. He trained so much.
so literally the guy is a Flash in a world of normal people.
Pretty much.
That is one of the weirdest things I think I've heard in a while.
Just is what it is.
On Prospect's moon, um, Post Lady prepared to depart for the battlefield at the center of Skya to seek the king's counsel on what to do with the queen's ring. She was tailed by another of Noir's lackeys. Club's Deuce picked her pocket and stole the ring. Post Lady departed via shuttle to Skya. Dream Jade then clobbered Club's Deuce and recovered the ring. She tried it on, but its power has no effect on humans. Later, Club's Deuce would travel to the battlefield and continue tailing the Post Lady. Battlefield is a planet at the center of Skya. Is Skya the planet? Or is Skya... What is Skya, technically?
Gaia is the battlefield world. The place that looks like a massive checkerboard.
Then why is it saying the battlefield is a planet?
Because it is. The entire planet is the battlefield. Like, it's literally the place where the forces of Durst and Prospect go to fight each other. They don't fight on each other's world. They literally go to the one world that is just properly designed to be their battlefield.
So is Skya technically the battlefield Durst and Prospect?
It's not technically, it is the battlefield that the forces of Durst and the forces of Prospect travel to keep fighting each other there.
No, I'm asking that because of in this sentence they capitalize battlefield and they capitalize Skya as if it's two different nouns referring to two different things.
It's two names for the same thing.
He did a really bad job of actually making that a metaphor.
Yeah.
It undergoes a transformation with each player that enters the medium and each new prototype kernel introduced. Starts as a simple 3x3 chessboard with two kings in perpetual stalemate. Expands to a larger board and more exotic collection of pieces with the first player entering. Then it becomes a much larger cube with the second player. Then an even larger sphere with oceans, trees, mountains, and pastures with the third. Presumably will transform again with the fourth. Interesting. Oh, does that mean that, like, the world of Skya that the trolls had to deal with would be far more complicated than the one that the kids are going to have to deal with?
No. After a certain point, it just evens out. Like, after about 4, the game is okay. So in a meta sense, the whole game of Spur was built around the idea of 4 kids going into the game and all that stuff. But Hussey, he made it to where, like, you can have other game sessions with more people, but he didn't really change anything to account for the larger amount. So yeah, it's designed for 4, but it can have more. So for a group of 12, it's literally just the same ending point. It's not a more complicated, it's not less complicated, it's not nothing. Battlefield is the same.
But the queens are different.
Technically, yes. The queens and kings become different due to the amount of prototypings that affect them.
Fair enough. I'm trying to just wrap my head around all this as a whole. The armies of the Black and White Kingdoms duel there. Soldiers are airlifted from meteor facilities in the Vale to supply the manpower. Enormous mutant cess-like monsters stalk the landscape. The two kings command their armies from the field. They each have a scepter that serves a similar purpose to the queen's rings. When activated, a scepter causes the king to be a giant and bear the properties of all the prototypings. A king is able to deactivate a scepter to hand it off to another so that they will not be affected in that way. To hand it, it's able to deactivate so that they will not be activated in that way. When the Black King captures the White King's scepter, the reckoning begins. The reckoning sends all the meteors in the Vale toward Skya in stages. First the small ones, then gradually the bigger ones over a 24-hour period. Okay, so the reckoning is when the White King is captured.
Yeah, when the White King is defeated or captured or whatever you want to call it, the reckoning begins. Because the White King always loses.
Ah. So, basically, the longer the White King survives, the later the reckoning occurs.
Or the players themselves, yes. The longer the White King is alive, the longer it takes before the reckoning begins, and the longer they can take to complete their quests on their worlds and interact with each other and do what they need to do. Because once the White King's dead, that's the signal for, hey, you've done everything, go to Skya, fight the Black King, kill him, and complete the game.
But, okay, you want to run this as a game?
Yes, obviously I've said that I'm going to have to massively adjust things because this webcomic and running a D&D game are two completely separate things that would need massive adjustments for the playing of it.
Fair enough. I was more thinking, like, how would you determine as the GM when the NPCs that your party cannot interact with ends up causing the reckoning, or are you trying to...
Literally a narrative thing. It's like, oh, the big bad, he is like 3 days away from completing his evil scheme to gain the all-powerful MacGuffin scepter. You have to get to him in that time. And the players just play. They keep going, and I decide narratively, like, oh, hey, you made it just in time to stop him, or oh, hey, you're 3 minutes too late. He's got the scepter in his hands. You have to fight him with it now.
Okay.
It's literally narrative time convenient. So, legitimately, the world of Skya, unless the players go to it, don't matter worth a damn until it's time to go there. It's literally a unknown clock, a countdown timer that they never see.
Okay, so that's the portion I needed to know. So, it's literally something they never get to see.
Yeah, they only have it as like a background looming thread of like, oh hey, I better keep going, I better get this quest done before the reckoning starts. I don't know when that is, but I better do it quick.
Okay. War Weary Villain? I'm trying to remember who this is. This is the Vagabond. There was a vagabond on the battlefield. He was a simple farmer and was tired of the conflict. Vagabond united a band of soldiers from both armies to lead a rebellion against the Black King. Before they could attack the king, Jack Noir, also known as Spade Slick, now empowered by the Black Queen's ring, intercepted the coup. He destroyed the king's scepter and killed the king. Jack then killed the entire rebellion army, sparing only the vagabond. Perhaps to leave a survivor to tell the story, or perhaps out of respect for a fellow mutineer. Only he knows. Meanwhile, Post Lady met with the White King. He disabled his scepter and gave it to her along with his crown. Post Lady now had the crowns of the White King and Queen in the White Scepter, but discovered she had misplaced the White Queen's ring. Jack's muscle,
Heart's boxcar.
Heart's box card. I'm like, I remember it was Hearts. I forgot the other portion. They're like, oh yeah, that's it.
Really?
Had been tailing the White King. Hearts then followed Post Lady and attacked her. She dropped the scepter off a cliff. She would regroup and chop off Heart's head with the Regisword Jack gave her to kill the White Monarchs. Oh, right. Club's Deuce, who'd been tailing both of them, recovered the White Scepter and delivered it to Jack. Jack used it to initiate the reckoning and would proceed to go on a more extensive rampage, devastating the battlefield and prospect. Oh boy. Back in the Meteor Lab, John began the ectobiology session, which appeared to have been prepared for him in advance by the Guardians who had just been there. 4 monitors were all locked in on the kids' Guardians at certain points in time, each on the day one of the kids' birth. Jade's birthday, Nana was locked onto in John's neighborhood. Oh! That was Jade's birthday.
E.
The meteor-carrying baby Jade crashed into the factory and destroyed it. Her grandpa, the owner of that factory, would adopt her. John's dad witnessed and would spend years investigating. On Dave's birthday, Grandpa was locked on to while he was on his yacht, pioneering the island for the first time. Sailing with baby Jade. Overhead there was the meteor carrying baby Dave, which would crash into Bro's favorite record shop. Oh! On Rose's birthday, Bro was locked onto as he stood over the crater where he would find baby Dave. He would give him a tiny pair of pointy shades. Overhead, there was a meteor carrying baby Rose, which would land in a lake and destroy it. Rose's mom would retrieve and adopt her months later on John's birthday. She would bring Rose to John's neighborhood to investigate the destruction of Grandpa's... Wait, is this being said that Jade's grandpa is Rose's father?
Yes.
Rose's mother's father.
No. So think of it like this: the color of their hair references who they're related to.
There's no colors on any of the hair.
Black, that's not a color.
Literally, all I have are the outlines of colors for the hair.
Okay, so you got the black and white heads for their hair.
Yes.
Just consider that color. So if they've got black hair, they're related to Jade and John. If they've got white hair, aka blonde, they're related to Dave and Rose.
Okay, that's a little bit more better explained. Thank you. Dad came out of the family joke shop to greet her, leaving Nana inside. Oh, so the meteor carrying baby John destroyed the shop, killing Nana. Dad would adopt John, and Rose's mom disappeared. Dad retrieved her scarf and filed the clue away for his ongoing investigation. John attempting unwittingly to appearify all four guardians, since removing them from those moments would have caused a paradox, instead paradoxify their ghost slime imprints. This slime was collected into two pairs of containers. One pair collected Nana and Grandpa's slime, the other pair collected Mom and Bro's. The device then created baby paradox clones of the four guardians. Babies would then later be sent back in time to become the guardians themselves. Once those four clones were created, another sequence activated. The two pairs of slime tubes emptied in the vats below, the Nana Grandpa slime mixed together, and separately the Mom Bro slime mixed together as well. Okay, so they are related.
Yes. Rose and Dave are brother and sister. Dave's bro and Rose's mother are also brother and sister, but they are also the mothers and father of Dave and Rose. Same.
Okay, I want to vomit after hearing that.
It's not like that. It's literally just like their genetic DNA was put into a slurry, it was mixed up, and they were born.
Okay, the problem with that, well, technically, if it's just one generation, there isn't. Well, there isn't that many problems. The problem would be is if you had 3 or 4 generations mixed into the DNA slurry. It just sounds really, really weird. More so from the perspective of, Nana and Grandpa and, Dave's bro and Rose's mom being siblings to each other. That just sounds really weird from the perspective of this.
Yes, it is very weird, but it's not as weird as it could be.
Oh no, it gets weirder.
I'll just wait until you learn about the trolls and how they're born.
I'm actually more interested in that. Vice created paradox clones of the via meteors in the sequence and the data listed above. All 8 babies would each ride their own meteors launched from the veil after Jack started the reckoning. And into the defense portals deployed by Skya to protect itself, the defense portals each led to Earth. As Skya defends itself, in a way, by sacrificing Earth, while most meteors are sent to the time period when the kids begin the game, many lead to a number of different time periods. Some 13 years prior, used by the kids. Some nearly a century prior, used by Nana and Grandpa. Some millions of years ago, used eventually by the Frog Temple meteor. And some to the far future, used by the Exiles. And all 8 of them would travel within an object or animal, John with the Hassiker book, which would become the much older looking family heirloom stored in Dad's safe, with Nana Sprite's inscription to John on it. Rose with the dirty bunny Dave gave John for his birthday. Excuse me. Dave with the pony Maple Hoof. Wait.
Pony Maple Hoof.
I'm trying to understand that one. I know Maple Hoof's the horse, but I'm trying to understand how Dave traveled to the...
Okay, so I'll explain that. So all the babies, they each were basically drawn towards a specific thing, whether it be an animal or an object. Dave was attracted to the horse. Don't take that out of context. Uh, and when the reckoning began, him and the horse were transported onto another meteor. That meteor then went through a gate, got sent through time to the point where Dave landed on Earth to be collected by his brother.
But because of the horse as a horse, the horse was long dead by the time that the
Yeah, it died on
actual
impact.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. That's what I was like, wait a second, what? Jade with the knit repaired bunny Rose got John for his birthday, which Rose shares since birth. Nana with Dad's dirty hat. Mom with Mutini. Rose's mom, you mean? Because if it's just labeled mom here. Grandpa with 2 flintlock pistols, which older Grandpa left behind for him in his lab, which would eventually both wind up in Jade's room. And Bro with Dream Cow, which would later be fitted with a new personalized shirt and would become Real Cow, the same doll that would haunt Dave's waking life and consequently his dreams. All of these babies and their items would automatically be transported to their own meteors at the onset of the reckoning. John made absolutely sure to give Baby Rose and Jade their bunnies when he saw an opportunity to reenact a scene from one of his favorite movies, much to the dismay of the watching Car Cat. That is Car Cat, right? While the renegade was in the Frog Temple lab, Cecil Peach, he would see more of young Nana and Grandpa's story on April 13th, 1910, exactly 99 years prior to John's birth. Baby Nana's meteor destroyed a bakery owned by Betty Crocker. Nana was adopted by Crocker's husband, Colonel Sassacre. I asked that and you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And taken to live in his mansion. 8 days later, Grandpa's meteor destroyed the doghouse belonging to Sassacre's dog, Haley. Haley was elsewhere and was unharmed. When Sassacre and Nana went to investigate the crater, Sassacre was shot and killed accidentally with one of Grandpa's pistols. Haley then showed up, who young Grandpa would tend to pronounce Harley due to his speech impediment, and would largely serve as their guardian for the next 13 years, presumably some parental influence from the wicked Crocker. On his 13th birthday, Grandpa would run off with Harley to find adventure. Nana would stay behind, contend with the Batter Witch, and master the art of baking, as well as take up her deceased grandfather's tradition of pranksterism. Harley was locked onto by the Frog Temple's equipment. Diamond Droog activated the device and produced a paradox clone of Harley, combined with the controversial Meow Code to create Puppy Beckerel. Okay, of course, now they explain it.
Yeah, you just have to keep reading, but you keep asking questions, so I have to explain it out of order. Mm-hmm.
The spectacle terrified Renegade, leaving a major impression on him. He would recognize Beck's silhouette carved on Vagabond's pumpkin years later. The pumpkin commanded his fear and caused him to surrender. Meanwhile, the grown-up version of Mom and Dad?
Rose's mom,
Oy vey.
John's dad.
Thank you. We're on board the flying battleship belonging to Grandpa, who piloted it towards Skya. Because of the fact that these people don't have names,
They do have names. They are literally the only mom, dad, bro, nana, grandpa in the entire story.
Nana's the one that makes the most sense in my head, because if it's the only reference to that in the story thus far, and I understand what he went for, but from a person that has a hard time with remembering names normally, that
Okay,
is
so
hard
think
for
of it
me.
like this. At this moment, each of the guardian characters, the father, the mother, the grandpa, the grandmother, the brother, they are not characters. They are they are basically relevant placeholders.
Plot relevant placeholders.
Yes, if John's father was a real character, he'd have a name, he'd have a face, he would have hopes and dreams, he would have all these different features about him, but he doesn't have any of those features. Don't you notice you don't ever see his face? The best you get is his nose.
Ah.
Yeah, his or Rose's mother. Again, no face. Dave's bro, no face. The only character who has even remotely any facial features is Nana, but that's because she isn't really a guardian per se. She is the sprite. So she has a more impactful role on the narrative itself. So she gets more details. She gets actual dialogue.
Oh, okay.
Like, haven't you
Okay,
thought it's
that makes
weird
more
that the mother, the father, the brother, the grandfather, they don't have any dialogue whatsoever? But Nana, who is the same as all of these people, does have dialogue.
Okay, okay. Okay.
I told you, Homestuck is a very meta-heavy narrative. Like, the,
Oh,
the very
well,
fundamental nature of a character determines both their impact on the story and also their entire existence in being. So, like, the more important you are, the more you have to yourself.
is that why is the trolls are actually introduced more? We actually get to see them.
Yes, because they are becoming more and more plot relevant. Because they're becoming more and more plot
Okay.
relevant, they're being more and more introduced as people. First starting out as just simple dialogue, then you actually start seeing them. Then you start getting like little bits and pieces of them interacting with each other. Soon enough, we're going to get to an arc in the story known as Hivebent, where the trolls literally become the main characters for a long period of time.
Ah. Um. Fair enough. I take it that's somewhat soon.
Yes, it's at the start, around the start of proper of Act 5, I believe. We're kind of in like an intermediary area where we're still technically part of Act 4, but we're not quite in Act 4. But we're also not quite in Act 5 either. It's sort of like a semi-intermission, but not really.
Jade remained asleep through it all, trying to stay on the moon as long as she could until she figured out how to wake John up. She talked about this with that is Tavros, right?
Yes.
Who revealed he preferred his dream life on Prospect more than any aspect of the game, and regretted all the trolls' dream selves were now dead. Jade expressed surprise at the notion of dream self mortality. So, dream selves can die, and all the trolls' dream selves are dead.
Yeah.
Do we get any sort of like flashback to like knowing of what the trolls' dream selves were like?
I told you. We literally get a section of the story where the main characters are the trolls going through their own spurb session.
Oh, so it is the flashback.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that was what you meant.
Mm.
After Jack used the full power of the ring to devastate the battlefield and the two armies, he turned his attention on Prospect, inflicting severe damage the same way. He then cut the chain connecting the moon to Prospect, sending the moon plummeting through the atmosphere of Skya and breaking up in the process. Dream John, still asleep, fell out of his tower and drifted down ahead of the falling moon. Dream Jade flew to intercept him and spent a moment attempting to wake him before the moon's collision was imminent. At the last minute, she flung Dream John out of the blast radius, but was not able to clear the blast herself. She died. Blast left a massive crater on the battlefield. This was the first thing Dream John saw when he woke up. Death of Dream Jade caused her dream bot to malfunction and explode, destroying her room. Oh, we haven't even seen that referenced yet, really, have we?
Kind of have. We've seen her tower back on Earth, and it being destroyed because the robot exploded.
Oh, okay. I must have forgotten that already. Still asleep, Jade fell from her tower as Beck watched from a distance, and an enormous meteor loomed overhead. Elsewhere on Dave's world, Lohack, Bro dueled with Jack briefly. Lohack is the fire world.
Yeah, land of heat in either Lohat, you say? Yeah,
Lohack. H-A-C.
H-A-C. Land of heat and
Coal.
no, because it's like just all metallic structures and gears and stuff like that. I don't remember what
Yeah.
the second part was.
It was a stalemate until Bro plunged his sword into the large floating record platform they were fighting on. This released a mysterious energy from the cracks. Bro escaped. Rose completed her final game facts walkthrough entry and used the ability to seal it in a server in the furthest ring to be accessed by players in worlds beyond their own. She had destroyed her first gate on a whim and resolved to search for answers to remedy the hopelessness of their doomed session. Meanwhile, Dave entered his first riding it into it with his awesome skateboard, Unreal Air. 4 exiles arrived on Earth years after its apocalypse, but years before they found their respective command stations. Vagabond wrapped himself in John's dream blanket, which became dirty and unrecognizable over time. He found it along with a Jack-like doll on the battlefield. Wrapped in Jack-like doll, which formerly sat in Dream John's bedroom haunting his dreams. Vagabond ripped it apart. Post Lady wrapped herself in a Prospect's banner, which too faded in time. Renegade wrapped himself in caution tape, using his own supply as well as some fresh rolls he was lucky enough to discover near the ruined Frog Temple in one of Grandpa's old crates. This was after he escaped that same temple in the Medium, and from the meteor lab in which John slept. That meteor then took off for Skya via the Reckoning. Renegade taped John to the rocket board and cast him off before the meteor went through the portal. Thus, Renegade became exiled. The White Queen exiled herself with an entourage on a royal cruiser and landed on Earth. She departed on a solo quest, leaving her people to their own devices. She discovered her command station, a large egg broken in 2 pieces in the 2 large craters made by Dave's split meteor. She used a key to repair the egg station and teleported to the present location of the exiles, the Frog Ruins at night. Okay, we finally get a time period! 413 years after the apocalypse of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, April 13th! Ha 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 ha!
Yep.
Ha ha ha! Sorry. Oh, finally we see the end!
Yep.
On the battle, What?
I said, yep.
On the battlefield, Dream John found Dream Jade's body. He was sad and confused and took his ring as her keepsake. Later, Grandpa would land his ship on the battlefield, find and recover her body, and use it to create a stuffed trophy as a memorial. And per the proud family tradition, he would depart in his ship and leave Mom and Dad behind. John saw a vision in a cloud directing him where to go. It was a castle where he would rendezvous with Post Lady. Post Lady, after beheading Hart's boxcar, used his radio to summon Jack. He came, and she traded the 2 white crowns for the green box. Jade's present to John. He appeared pleased to uphold the bargain, either out of the misunderstanding that he was still under control of its contents, or out of respect for Post Lady's tenacity and brutality in pursuing the prize. Only he knows. Post Lady delivered the package to John and then left, not thrilled by the trials caused by its recovery. John opened it to find letters from Jade and her pen pal, who helped her make the present for him over several years. Gift was a pen pal's idea, and he himself was coerced into the plan by someone else. Box contained a modified version of the stuffed bunny John had received for his birthday twice already. Same knit bunny John sent back in time with baby Jade, and she presumably kept it as a cherished childhood toy ever since. It was now upgraded with mechanical parts, fully mobile and autonomous. It was now also included with 4 powerful weapons: the Royal Derringer, a broken sword, the Quills of Echidna, wands, Ahab's crosshairs, a rifle, and the Warhammer of Zillihu. Zilly! Each was shrunken down to be bunny size. As Jack mourned Jade's death over her letter, it was interrupted by Jack's sword. Jack was after the ring, but the heavily armed mechanical bunny intervened. Recognizing John as its new master, Jack, knowing the danger of the toy, was forced to retreat. I never thought I'd hear that sentence. Knowing the danger of the toy, was forced to retreat.
Yep. Pretty silly.
Finally, a cloud showed John what he was supposed to do with the ring. It was held by a mysterious black hand. In the far future on Earth, the exiles gathered around the exile town. White Queen asked Vagabond for something. Vagabond revealed he had been storing the complete quad prototyped ring in the sleeve of his trusty knife. It had been there all along, much to Serenity's surprise. And then I started working on Act 5. I'm tired after that page.
Yep.
I will click the next page button. But is there notes on that page?
Let me check. Yes, a little one. All right, this is a pretty good way to handle this recap page. Is that text even legible? It matters not. Depicted above, that's me banging out these author's notes with sterling fidelity to my posture, attire, and complexion. Some things never change.
All right, and with that, we're going to end things here for now. I tired. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy our work. And please do share our content and join the Discord. It really has helped me out. Follow us here on Twitch and on YouTube. And or come aboard the Starship LP, where I have a hero, villain, or NPC up.